So the short story is we went way over on our budget this month. But the long story is, thank God I worked some overtime this month in order to pay for some of the Christmas expenses, because if I did not, we would be in a horrible situation right now. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So if you have checked out my previous couple videos, you would know that we are just now getting started on a budget. We are starting our debt payoff plan, and my little buddy Liam behind me is going to be hanging out with us in all our videos. But today what I'm going to be talking about is how January went for basically our first month of ever tracking our budget and actually sitting down with a solid budget to see what happened through the month, and then also going into what we're going to be changing for February in order to ensure that we don't go that far over our budget again, and we start to get more streamlined into a system and hopefully make this whole debt payoff journey just second nature. You know, we want to get to the point where our budget doesn't change month to month, you know, maybe just for a couple little things that we have coming up that we know about. But for the main thing, we want to make sure that we are living the same lifestyle every single month, no matter what happens over the course of the next few years as we tackle our debt. So I'm actually going to record my phone screen like I did last time so that I can show you guys what the budget looked like for January and sort of talk through that as we go through the video. So you should be able to see on the screen now, our planned budget that we are going to be following for every single month is going to be $4,600 a month net income. And I'm going to tab over to the spent category just to show you guys the amount of money that we spent this month. So overall, the entire month, we spent $6,167.47. Yes, we went way over our budget for January, but there are a lot of things that we spent money on just from Christmas that we were like paying for now in January, things we had on our credit card that we were just now paying off now that the year started over. You know, we're past Christmas, we're getting all that stuff out of the way. And now we can sort of dial our budget in and see where we messed up, basically. So I'm going to tab over to the remaining side and basically show you the categories where we did really good and the categories where we did really bad for the month of January. So our offering, we didn't give a full $4.50, and I'll explain that in a little bit, but we've got money remaining there. Our utilities shows $1.89, but we actually had $60 left over from our bill, so we put that in an envelope, and you can see that right here in this screen. You can see where we paid the city for our utilities, and then the other $60 went in our envelope to put back for future months. So for gas and car maintenance, that was one of the categories we weren't completely sure about, so we just kind of threw a number in. And we had planned it at $225 for this month just for gasoline, but we actually only spent $123. I will show you how we changed that number for February to make it more realistic and also help us out on our budget in other places. So groceries / baby. This category is any... What are you doing? So for the food category as a whole, we planned $500 a month. And we obviously had no clue how much we actually spent on food. So for this first month, it was definitely just to throw a number on the wall and see what stuck. And for our groceries, we actually include like laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, diapers and wipes, baby food. We just put everything in the grocery category because when we go somewhere, it's usually Walmart or Target. We buy all of our food and all of the products that we need at one time. So it's not worth it for us to try to split them. And I don't know if that is the best way to do it. If you guys have any other ideas on how to split that stuff up, definitely leave a comment so we can look at it and talk about it in the comment section a little bit. But you can see that we went $418 over on that category. I'm going to open it up just to show you kind of the way that this is all laid out. And you can see my wife bought some Girl Scout cookies. We went to Target. Walmart is a lot of them. Walmart and Target, basically. What you're seeing here is just groceries. We didn't actually buy anything that was unnecessary this month. My wife has been amazing. She has cooked more now than I think she has in the past almost 5 years that we've been married. She's finally invested into this whole debt payoff journey like I have tried to, you know, entice her to be for the past few years. So far, our eating at home and eating on a budget has been great. She's got a whole meal plan laid out for February, exactly what we're going to be eating every single night of the week. And occasionally we do have my parents will come over and bring food. So we'll like knock something off the list, or we'll go out with some friends. And we have limited that a lot. And you can see on our restaurant tab, we budgeted $250. And we actually went out one extra time that was just kind of unplanned for the month. And we would have been sitting about $210 that we'd spent, and we would have had about $40 left over. So we actually landed really good on restaurants, and I'll show you how we will change that for February once I go over that tab as well. So getting down into the lifestyle category, our pet care this month just was insane. So typically we take our dog to the vet once every 2 months to get groomed. It's $40, but this month we had to buy all of her heartworm stuff, her flea and tick medicine. She also hurt her hip, so we had to take her, get x-rays to make sure it wasn't anything more serious, get her some pain medicine, and that just zapped a ton of money out of our budget for pet care this month. Clothing, we did really good. We had to buy him a couple sleepers because he's growing like a freaking weed, but I guess we'll just have to get used to that. Our miscellaneous category, it was planned at $50, and honestly, that's just because that's all we had left. Once we went through the entire budget, that's what we had, and we spent, you can see on the screen, we went way over budget on miscellaneous stuff, and a lot of it is Christmas and different presents and stuff going back and forth. So you can see like the $246, the $100 from PayPal, and we also had an unforeseen expense on our HVAC system. So our heater quit working one night, it froze up, had to have a guy come out and look at it and basically just charged it back up. So luckily it wasn't super expensive, but that was another $120 that we were not expecting. The miscellaneous category is definitely going to be better in February. I'm pretty positive we're still going to go over, but we will see how we adjust that as we go through February as well. So insurance and tax, we were right on. Basically all of the debt was right where it should have been. I did pay a little extra on my Discover card, and Amazon, you can see, is way over budget. What was that? And you can see Amazon was way over budget, but Amazon had every single Christmas present that we bought for people on it. So it's super high this month, but next month it'll be coming back down as well. So just looking through our budget, if it wasn't for me working overtime and having that opportunity at my job, we would have been out of money a long time ago. So we actually still came out positive this month. Not by much, but it was by $618 that we came out positive with all the extra income that I earned. Now that was without us giving an offering, because that's kind of the last category I want to look at and figure out how much money we actually have. Again, 10% is our goal to give to our church, and that's something that we want to build ourselves back up to. But while we are on this plan and actually being structured for the first time really in our entire lives, we don't want to push ourselves too far. So out of the $618, we put $40 in our car maintenance envelope. We put $60 in our utility envelope. We're going to give $343 as an offering, so it's a little bit less than our 10%, but we will have an extra $175 left over that we can carry into next month that we can use for categories that go over, or we can put it towards debt depending on how February plays out. What I'm going to show you now is February and how we changed from January to February, the numbers that we changed. So you can see on the screen we still have our regular $4,600 income. We're still going to try to base off of that. Nothing changed in the savings or housings category. The transportation category we did change a little bit. So the gas category was planned at $225. So I went ahead and pulled some money out of that. I lowered it to $175. I think that's going to be more realistic. It'll still give us a little bit of a cushion, but I figure if we can use that and put money into a gas envelope, which during the summer I'm assuming we'll be driving a lot more because she'll be taking him places while she's out of school, not teaching, and I'll be mowing yards, so I'll be using my truck a lot more. So that way we can at least cushion up the gas fund to know that we have extra money put back for that. Food is the largest category that we changed. We started at $250 and $250 in January, and you can see here that now we have planned $325 for groceries, and we dropped restaurants down to $225 just because of that one spur of the moment going out to eat. I'm pretty sure that we can handle $225 a month and still be okay. It's one thing, like when you switch your lifestyle from what you're used to doing is just going out and putting it on a credit card and not thinking anything about it, to now going to a budget. We don't want to like force ourselves from living our lifestyle down to nothing. And I think every month, if we can pull $25 from here, $25 from there, and add them into the categories where we need it, it's going to give us a much more stable transition from just not budgeting to getting on a strict solid budget like we're trying to do. So that's why I only dropped restaurants $25, but again, I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to do that. So the groceries and baby, we had it at $250. And with the money that I pulled out of gasoline and restaurants, it allowed us to raise that up to $325. So basically with everything budgeted out, minus our $4,600 of income, I'm going to have to earn a whopping extra $3.15 to cover all these expenses. So we knew going into this that the first month was not going to be perfect. I mean, there's no way if you're going from not tracking anything to setting yourself up on a strict budget. I mean, it's going to take time to iron out the kinks and make sure everything's straight every single month. And you get on a solid routine of ways that you're cooking, ways that you're spending money at your house or going out with friends. So I'm pretty excited about where we ended up this month, even with all the extra expenses. There were things that either A, we knew about from Christmas, or it was just like freak of nature things that we didn't know were going to happen, like the dog hurting her hip and our HVAC system needing worked on. But that just goes to show you that having some type of emergency fund set up in order to be able to pay for that stuff is 100% needed. If I hadn't have earned the income that I earned this month to make up for those expenses, we would have had to pull some out of savings. It's a good feeling to know that we're taking a small step into the journey and getting ourselves started. So if you enjoy the video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And don't be afraid to share the video around, because that's the best way for people to see it. And if they're starting their own journey, hopefully they can get motivation from us and also work together in order to accomplish the same goals. But with that, we hope you enjoyed the video. We made it through. No spitting up this time, thank goodness. And I hope that you are killing it on whatever step of the journey that you are on. Be sure to leave a comment below talking about your journey and where you're at. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.